What is going on, you stark raving lunatics? Listen, we're looking at a potential burn that's going to get derailed. And why is it going to get derailed? Because people are dum-dums, I guess. Because they can't read, I guess. Because they're like, well, it's better to play safe than sorry. And that's the way it sounds in my brain when somebody does something like that. Now, here's what's happening, right? You've got a group of, you've got a proposal up to burn 1.86 billion Luna Classic sitting inside, USTC, sitting inside a wallet owned by the Luna Foundation Guard. And instead of leaning into it for you, these validators are choosing to abstain under the guise of, well, I don't want to get sued and I don't want to go to jail for violating the federal bankruptcy court, or whatever dumb shit they're saying in their brains. Now, look, some of these people are my friends, and I think they're making dumb moves on, okay? Let me show you why. If you like this type of content, make sure you hit the like button on your way in, and if the validators are watching, then think it through. So let's start off with square one. Square one is this right here, okay? And this was from June 12, 2024, transferring to the Terra from bankruptcy estate in the bankruptcy case within 30 days, all crypto assets for the Luna Foundation Guard, which shall first be applied to satisfy the disgorgement amount and prejudgment interest with any remaining assets applied to the civil penalty amount. Okay. Now that expired almost a year ago. So the LFG wallet, according to Chris Amani, is held by Duquan and nobody can access. Okay, done. Bankruptcy has moved on without this. Okay, that means that this is done. However, you've got a group, and I mean a large group of your validators sitting on the sideline. You've got All Nodes, Interstellar, Interstake, Happy Caddy Crypto, Stakely, Terra Vita, Stake Bin, Nitawa, Classic LUNC Nodes, Garuda, Kryptonian, Hexagon, Galactic Shift. They're all sitting on the sidelines for this one. Now, is that a wise move or is that not a wise? And you know what? I can't tell you whether it is or is not a wise. Here's what I can say. It is my opinion that burning this USTC is really a testament to whether your validator has your back or not. That's what I'm going to say, okay? Do they have your back or not? Now, these guys, in my opinion, they're just trying to protect themselves in case of the eventuality that the United States Bankruptcy Court looks into something that they did a year ago. And by the way, we're not taking the Luna Classic there. We're not doing anything with it other than making it unusable on our chain. Now that's not a violation of bankruptcy process. We followed the bankruptcy process. The bankruptcy process went to completion, and now here we are because whatever it is doesn't have access. Now they will say, I'm just trying to be safe, as opposed to sorry later. And look, fair enough. If you're afraid, it's no problem. It's no problem. But if this matters to you, you should be staking with the people who are looking out for. This is my opinion, okay? So far, Burrito Node, Vegas Node, 5% fee, Baywatch, Juris Protocol, LUNC Goblins, Burn It All, Terra Haber, Luna Rewards, BL Nodes, Mooner Baron's Army, Revinci Hex, Luna Survivor, and Green Friendly Labs have all voted yeah. No questions asked. Now, who's voted no with veto? Jesus is Lord 1 and 2. 0% fee and US airdrops. Battle Force, LUNC Swap, LVS, and Mayoff Validator. Those are the ones that have voted no with veto, saying that absolutely no way that they would support this type of proposal. And then on the no category, you have Community First, Classic Nodes, Firefly Capital, Solid Vote, Alpine Digital, Elbun, AdVal, LUNC Burn Program, Moonrunners. Now again, some of these people are my partners that I talk about on this channel. I think that everybody should be voting yes. Okay, this is my opinion. You validate with the people who support and line up with your beliefs. The end. That's all you have to do. All you have to do is decide that these people have voted in your best interest. If you feel that they have, you continue to validate with them. If you feel that they haven't, then validate with someone else. And by the way, all you have to do is go over to your validation and just change it. You don't have to, it's not a 21-day unbonding period or anything like that. You can change who your validator is. Okay, so if there is a shift to more positive, I'll thank you. If there's not, I'll still thank you, because it really, at the end of the day, we're all in a team, and sometimes I win, sometimes you win, sometimes they win, sometimes somebody else wins, but that's what being on the team is all about. Ultimately, it's about the survival of Luna Classic. So we're going to close this out with, look, it is my opinion that your answer should be yes. The reason that it's no right now, and the reason it's no with veto or abstain, is this information right here, that the assets are supposed to have been transferred to the bankruptcy court, yet they never were. Now, the reason that they were supposed to be transferred over is so that they could be sold by the bankruptcy court and your liquidity can be stolen for the bankruptcy court to pay back the rich people who lost a bunch of money on this. Now, I say it that way because it sounds callous, and I don't mean it to sound callous, but you're screwing somebody over some way, somehow. So if U.S. Bankruptcy Court has a problem with me, they can call me. You know what I mean? Anyway, so Terra Casino, if you haven't already, NetEnt, Jungle Spirit, Megaway is in play right now. $6,000 being given away right now until the 23rd for Multiplier Rush 4. Go play that game. And look, you can use XRP, Ethereum, BNB, BUSD, USDT, Bitcoin. You can use Cardano. You can use whatever you want over here to trade. So it would be silly of you and irresponsible if you weren't out here doing a little bit of risk-based gaming. Also, the NBA is live right now. You can wager on your sports. You can do PvP poker, whatever it is that you want to do it today. Now, as far as meme coins go, kind of a mixed bag. We've got a major dump by food. Garuda X is still kind of trending along. It seems like it's reached a local top. Hopefully that will be, just like these previous ones, a continuation trend. When you zoom out, you kind of get that idea. Food, on the other hand, that massive dump that we had over here a couple of days ago, still hasn't been kind of caught back up to. So, hopefully that's going to work out positively. Juris seems to be on the move. You can see right here that finally, because we're starting to get some information about their lending protocol, and I think that that's causing people to look at it and be like, hey, you know what? That's actually a really good idea, and this is going to be a valuable project. So you're starting to see that consolidation right there off of that lift, but it looks pretty, in my opinion, it looks pretty bull. Now, what I'm going to say to that, if you're paying attention and you got a low here, you got a low here, you got a low here, right? They're all heading upward. So that means that your floor is continuing to increase, which means that you are bullish. Now, the fact that that's not happening and that this is happening, this sort of wedge pattern is playing out right there, that's a consolidation for, I think, in my opinion, upside momentum. Now, in the middle is what you would call the heart line of that, and you can see right here that the heart line is where we're at right now. So I would suspect the move is to the upside right here. And then if it breaks out, then, this could get very, very interesting and intriguing. Let's remember the reason for this is to, the reason for all of this right here with Juris is to set up a lending protocol for people to borrow and come back into this ecosystem. And that's valuable. That is very, very valuable. So I think that it's going to continue with momentum, but it takes, the days, they tend to work into the weeks, to the months, to the, so there is a path forward, I think, here for a big, big, big upside move with Juris. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. I think that it will. I think that this is one of the gems in this ecosystem. And I think that once it gets discovered, and by the way, it will get discovered pretty soon, that this fair dollar value here of about 5.7 million becomes 57 million. So I think it's an easy 10x from here. Now, that's not a lot from a small bag like what I'm holding. That's not a lot. but for you, it could be an enormous. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, if you're trading these meme coins, then this is the place to do it, Terraport.finance. And if you are a validator, then this space right here is available. These banner ads are now available for you on Terraport.finance. And not only that, as you remember, guys, I'm over here with my stake, waiting for there's new stake protocols over here, with the yields being just a little bit different. So you can see right here, I got a claim and I'm now sold out. So they had to open up more with a much lower APR. So if you are interested, I would certainly come check this out. Terraport.finance, that's where all the meme coins. All right, now back to this. This is not the only proposal that's up right now. So let's go back here and let's talk about the proposals that are looking like they're going to pass. Upgrade to 3.4, the spend proposal for the first phase of the removal of the forked modules from Terra Classic. Remember, this is when the developer kit comes out, then it's just native and will work right away, so you don't have to do any upgrades or modifications to it, and that's going to streamline the entire process with Terra Luna Classic in the ecosystem if we don't have all these forked modules. So that should be a yes. Upgrade to 3.4 should be a yes, and again, I say one more time, this should be a yes right here. Now, again, if they're not validating, they're not doing what you want, validate with anybody who does what you want. If you want a no, validate with the people who are voting no. If it's yes, then validate with the people who are voting yes. That's how you have your voice. So use your voice. Don't be left. Now, as far as price action goes, you can see here, I want to compare something to you so that you guys can see. Now, we're still in a downward pattern, okay? And it has to be, we have to honestly step back. What I hoped was that we would see that this would represent kind of a bullish reversal and a breakout, and it has not yet. That doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, it just means that it hasn't happened yet. Now, we got the strong bounce off of this, and then we came up here and we broke down just a little tiny bit over the last couple days. You can see that right there after that wick up to about 83 started to have that downward momentum. But let's zoom in here and let's take a look and say, well, you know, is this happening the right way? The last time this same pattern emerged right here was right here, okay? So what happened here? We got the big move, then we got the correction, then we got another high, then we got another correction, then we got another high, then we got another correction, then we got a breakout, okay? So what we're at right now is we got a high, we got a correction. Now we should have this move right here. Now we should have this move right here, and then this move right here, and this move right here, and then the breakout in the event that we're still trending in the same positive momentum. That's what I think is going to happen, and I think that that's how it's playing out right now. The market is positive for the day, not ultimately positive. We still need, well, we need to get to about 3.5 trillion before we can really discuss having a big breakout. 3.34 trillion really, because that's the 50 MA, right in that range. 3.31, sorry. That's I think what we need to see. Now, again, I've told you before, and I'm going to tell you again, the more likely scenario is just a catastrophic looking dump down here before it breaks back out and starts to do that. But that's dependent on the market makers, whether the market makers are trying to shake you out. And look, they don't care about you. They are shaking you out because they want to buy a little bit cheaper. So they're scaring you. They're making you think that we're not going to have an altcoin season. They're doing all of that stuff. And the dum-dums, and let me explain, there are some really dumb people out here who think that they're influencers and stuff like that. I don't consider myself to be a genius, okay? I try to read and react to the market. I don't always get it right. I joke that I'm always right, but I'm not always going to be correct, right? But these idiots, they have no idea what they're doing. And one dum-dum says, we're not going to have an altcoin season because that is the time that it's going to be different. And then the other ones are like, yeah, that makes perfect sense because I don't see it happening. Even though it happened every single time before, this is going to be the time that it's different because I'm trying to be on the cutting edge of knowledge. These are idiots, okay? They don't have a clue what's going on. They made a bunch of money on a meme coin one day and now they think they're experts, right? They're just idiots, okay? And I don't have a nice way to put this. What's happening? The market cycle is and will repeat itself. That's what's going on. And will it be a sustained one? That's really the question. Will it sustain itself? And the answer to that is, I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I'm here to believe that most probably it will. And when I look at the chart, let me give you a breakdown. This total, I think this total ends up heading up here into the 6 trillion range for the overall total of market cap. I think that the total 2 will continue on this trend. And by the way, this is with everything but Bitcoin. So this is Ethereum and kind of everything. So I would say that if nothing else, we'll probably achieve that triple top up here, which means that about 6 billion would be coming in. But that doesn't, to me, seem bullish enough for this breakout. So what I would think is going to happen, is if I zoom out here, you can see here double top right here and then another big top after that. So what I would be looking at would be, next couple months, boom, breakdown right here for the market, probably one of those scam wicks in July, and then boom, we have this big time breakout taking us into October and November, and then we get a much higher high, 2.5 trillion, maybe up into this range if it breaks out and gets really good. So, doubling the market value for everything that's not Bitcoin. That's what I think will happen. Also, total 3, that removes Bitcoin and Ethereum. This one, as you can see, this one's still just kind of ripped, right? This is one of those things where we're just kind of in the range of breaking out of everything, and it's at 800 billion. And I'm joking about this right here. I don't think that's going to be the move. It's not actually going to make any sense whatsoever. When you look at the market right here and you see the market is not matured, so I'm going to do a fib and I'm going to take it to the top over here, and then I'm going to tell you that what I think is going to happen is we're going to get a move up here to about that 2.9 trillion overall. Now, if we get 2.9 trillion here and we get about 3 to 4 trillion in Bitcoin, and another trillion in Ethereum, we might be looking at, going back over here, an 8 trillion market cap. My line up here gives you, in this period right here, about 7 trillion. That's like a basal curve. So that's possible. And look, to get an extension here, we're not going to settle at 8 trillion market cap. We're going to go up. We're going to come back down and correct. That's the market maturing. Then you have total DeFi. Now, the total DeFi is sucked up by some other cryptos like, Dogecoin and SHIB, shit like that. So the question right now would be what is in DeFi? What is the next step right here? Now, here's the thing. This one's the one I think is going to get just absolutely parabolic, because this is where the big gambling, okay? So that's what I think is getting ready to happen with this entire market. And all I'm doing is I'm taking the tops of the previous market, I'm bearing it out right here and saying that like a magnet, we are going to go up here. Absolutely crazy. And again, just 8 trillion. We get a trillion here. We get 2.5 trillion on the other one. We get another trillion more right here, and then we get 3 or 4 trillion here from Bitcoin. Now we have an 8 trillion market cap. All of these things have played out successfully. That's what I think is going to happen. Anybody who's telling you different is probably an idiot. Okay, now that doesn't mean that I'm not an idiot. It just means that I think they're probably idiots in this case, and we're all guessing. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. We just think, what will happen. So let me know what you think. Now, ultimately for LUNC, 30x is easy. In my opinion, from here right now, 30x is going to be an easy one. The hard part is going to be the rest of it. It's going to be finding attention in this attention economy one more time and causing a real breakout. Okay, that's what's going to be tough. Now, anytime you can get attention, anytime you can get people paying attention, that's going to be a good and great thing. So I do suspect that we'll see a break to the top of this range, but it's really coming down to, here's the market cap right here, 400 million. 30x from here would be quite simply 12 billion. 12 billion market cap seems reasonable for a reviving chain to have in a parabolic run. Getting above that, to me, is going to be complicated and difficult. Now, 50x would be a 20 billion market cap. I would like to say 50x would be my estimate right now or right here, but we don't have a repeg. Okay, it's not done. So the fact that it's not done means that we are behind an 8 ball, if you will, and we've got to do better, or we've got to get more attention in order to get to that range. That's what I think. So this is a struggle, but I do think, by the way, that it's going to spike because of USTC, because even though the volume is a little bit low, it's a question right now of what are we going to do. And one of those things is that 1.8 billion right there. some of these cowardly groups that are hiding right now, they're going to come out, I think, and vote yes, because they want your business. They want to see success, right? This is a difficult and complicated proposal, and you have to have the guts to be that man to vote yes and not sit on the sidelines and take the coward's way out, okay? Sometimes you have to stand up for your people and do what's right, even when it doesn't feel like it and you are quote unquote in some fake danger, okay? So reducing this supply exponentially will go a very long way towards creating an enormous spike. People will see a total supply reduction and they will lose their minds. That will spark a rally. I think that rally could take this to, 4 billion. Just like that, boom, 4 billion market cap, because people see, oh my God, the revival is real, and the circulating supply, which was 6.8 trillion at the failure, is now 5.4 trillion. So even though we haven't done a great job, we've done an okay job of reducing some of the supply. 345 million burnt over the last couple days. We had these really dry days, but yesterday, 81 billion. So far today, 68 billion. Seems like we're back on our bullshit, if you will. So in the meantime, by the way, the USTC supply has kind of slowed down way more than, right here is a little different, but it slowed down dramatically. Hopefully we'll get a couple of really big moves here over the next little while. Some of these exchanges start, playing around with it, and we'll see just a massive move. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. I've said a lot today. I mean every bit of it. I've said a lot today. I think that it is upon our validators to stand up for you, and if they're not doing that, I think you should validate with people. Yeah. But again, you might have a reason that you think the answer should be no, like Jesus is Lord. He has a reason to think that there's a no with veto instead of an abstain. So if you are a no also, validate with Jesus with Lord. Jesus is Lord, whatever. And then if you think the answer should be yes, validate with the people who are voting yes. Don't sit on the sidelines. You have to let these people know, because if you don't let them know, then guess what? They just do whatever they want, and you're just along for the ride. And if it collapses and crashes and whatever happens, it's on you because you let it happen. I don't have any other way to put that, because I think it's important to be honest with. Everything that happens on this chain is your fault, because you are the people who allow the validators to have a voice. So make sure that the validator that has your voice is using your voice the right. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.